Hey everybody, this is the baseball hype, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host on, and welcome back to the baseball hype. Hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we're back here at the baseball hype. We're going to talk about the Mets, and this video is going to start right now. So welcome back to the show. As you know, the Mets won last night, 5-1 against the Anaheim Angels, Los Angeles Angels. It doesn't matter what you call them anymore. They suck. And Paul Blackburn started his first game for the Mets. Went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, 6 hits, 2 walks. And of course, he gave up, struck out 6 batters. His first one of the season. His second start since he came back from the injured list when he was with the lowly A's, and now he's with the Mets, and he pitched really well. The big hit in the game was the 2-run home run by Pete Alonso. We keep our fingers crossed that he gets himself righted and starts to get hot. The Mets certainly could use him getting hot. Now in this video, we're going to talk about a lot of minor league players, a lot of players that are prospects, and a lot of guys are going to come back. They're coming back from injuries, and we're going to get into it right now. All right, so first up is Ronny Mauricio. Ronny Mauricio obviously has been out for quite some time. He injured his knee towards ACL in the Dominican Winter League last year. And year before, he was the MVP of that league. He was very exciting to watch when he got to the major leagues last September. And, well, a little news on him. He obviously got the surgery last offseason. But unfortunately, on Tuesday, he had to get surgery again on the knee. Because they had to clear out scar tissue. This seems to be like a routine thing for players that have this kind of surgery. They're trying to like clear out, maybe there might have been some bone chips in the knee, and that's kind of the sort of the thing that happens with that kind of surgery. They mentioned that during the Met game on Friday night, that this is kind of it's a thing that happens from time to time. And unfortunately, he's going to be out. He's such an exciting player. I know people really sort of jazzed up to watch him play. You know, he can do pretty much everything. You know, he runs really well. We'll see how this will affect his speed, this injury. He's got tremendous raw power. He's a tremendous defensive player. He's got a great arm. It'll be interesting to see where the Mets play him next season, or where they'll try to play him. I would expect they'll probably play him in second base, I would think. Let's have a real glut of middle infielders. And he's at the top of that list amongst, Jeff Williams and Luis Acuna and a few other guys down the lower minor league. So it'll be exciting to see where he fits in with this Mets ball club going in the future. But he's got a very bright future. He needs to harness that raw power and all that energy that he has. And hopefully the Mets will be able to figure out where he is as a major league player. Because there is some thought that he is an average major league offensive player. But we'll see. I know a lot of people are very excited for him still, and we should be. Now, the Mets have a prospect called Brandon Swart, who is he's probably the Mets' best prospect at this point. He's certainly the best pitching prospect the Mets have. And I think, in my view, from reading what's going on with the Mets farm system, he might be the best prospect right now. Better than Jeff Williams, Drew Gilbert, and probably better than Christian Scott at this point. On Friday, he pitched against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, and he pitched quite effectively. He pitched 5 innings in that game and struck out 13 batters, and he struck out the last 11 hitters in that game. He completely dominated the Fisher Cats. So the Mets aren't too far away from figuring out what to do with him. I expect they call up a promotion to AAA very soon, within the next week or two. There's thoughts that he might be with the Mets in September out of the bullpen. That'll be interesting to see. He is a pitcher that is a 4-year college pitcher. So he might have a higher innings limit than some of these other kids that are 3-year college players that the Mets drafted last year. So he might have a higher innings limit than most of those kids do. Now, he has very good stuff. The issue with him, from reading scouting reports, is that he does not have the greatest command, and he has to harness that more to be an effective pitcher in the major leagues. But he's extremely talented. He was one of the players that the Mets held on to at the trade deadline, and he is a very exciting player, and I look forward to watching him. I think we all do. And we'll keep an eye on him as we get closer to September, because in all likelihood, if they call him up, it'll be in September. Not right now. We're still kind of starting to see where he is as a player, but he was dominant last night. Like I said, I wouldn't expect him to be in the minor leagues, especially in Double-A, too much longer. I think he'll be getting a promotion to Triple-A very, very quickly. But he's a very exciting player, and we should be very, very careful how we deal with some of these guys. But at some point, he will get a promotion, and there's been so much talk of it over the last month or so, specifically with him. And if there's one player that'll get a promotion that is a prospect, that's on the Mets prospect list, it would be him. And that would certainly be exciting to watch. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is this pitcher that the Mets drafted in 2019, and his name is Matt Allen. Now, Matt Allen has not pitched in the minor leagues, hasn't pitched a game in 5 years for the New York Mets, and he's had multiple Tommy John surgeries. He's had all kinds of setbacks. Well, he was seen on a mound in Port St. Lucie yesterday, and he was getting ramped up to, I don't know if he's going to start or he's going to pitch. He's going to pitch, I would think. Barring injury. Now, he had a major setback last year. He had to get a second Tommy John surgery after he had a first Tommy John surgery a few years ago. And he is a pitcher that people have liked for a long time. The Mets spent a lot of money on him, particularly the Brody Van Wagenen front office spent a lot of money and a lot of energy wanting to sign him. He was a pitcher that was going to go to college, and the Mets paid him over a slot. He was the number 2 overall pick of the 2019 draft that the Mets have. Obviously, the number 1 pick of that Mets draft was Brett Beatty. And he's obvious, and I would mention he is a few months younger, believe it or not, than Brandon Sproat, who is obviously on his way to the major leagues fairly soon. So that's what's so funny about baseball, is that guys that are, that have been in the organization for a long time, and then you see guys that haven't been are getting close to the majors, and the guys that have been in the organization a long time are still sort of struggling to get their bearings. And we've not seen anything of him on the mound in 5 years. I would hope and pray for him that we get him on the mound very soon, and hopefully we'll get him at the mound and on the mound right away. Now, finally, in this video, I want to talk about a couple of players that are coming back from the injury list. One is Starlin Marte. The word is that he's with the Mets on the road trip, this long road trip that they're on, and that next week, at some point, he'll be going on a rehab assignment, probably to, St. Lucie, Port St. Lucie, and, of course, sometime with Brooklyn, I would guess. And he's been out a while. I don't know what to expect out of him, just anything of note. Because he's a player that tends to sort of take forever to come back from injuries, taking him a long time to come back from this injury, and what kind of production the Mets will get. Also, Sean Reed-Foley is on the mend. He's doing a rehab assignment, as well as Reed Garrett. Mets could certainly use the reinforcements. They were saying during the broadcast on Friday that the Mets only have 2 starters from 2 bullpen pieces from a month ago, and isn't that interesting? It tells you how much work David Stearns and the Mets front office have done to improve this, try their best to improve this bullpen. Now, I want to thank you for coming by. I have more videos for you in the near future. You need to keep an eye out for them. And, of course, I have memberships here. You need to become a member here. It's a great way to support the channel. It's also a great way to bring in more entertainment value to this channel. I have a lot of plans for this channel. I'd love to be able to implement them, and I can't do that without your help. So just join the channel. You'll see the little join button on the side here. And, of course, thank you for watching this video. And please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you later.